Kia ora! Can you say kia ora? That's how you say hello in Maori, spoken in New Zealand. Welcome to Patrika's Little Star Cafe, facts that are fast, fun, and keep you happy. Today's Tuesday, December 4th, 2018, and here are today's Matters for Chatter. Number 1. A lot has been in the news about wildfires in California, and some areas are more prone to wildfires than others because of their geographic location and weather. The recent wildfires in Paradise in California started about a month ago, but the reason is still unknown. But people are still advised to stay away from the area, even though the inferno has passed, because they expect landslides and mudslides now. Hope people get back to their homes as soon as possible. Number 2. The Chinese government doesn't like the new trend of extravagant weddings and celebrations in the country. Now, China wants to pass laws controlling how people celebrate and how much they should spend on weddings. China has a socialist government and likes to control many things like freedom of speech and the internet. But the intention of the wedding laws are consistent with its socialist values, that it doesn't like a huge gap between the rich and the poor. Well, that may be right. How can a government make laws to celebrate? India will see some huge weddings in the coming months. What if the government decided to monitor those? Number 3. Do you know what a kiwi is? It's a fruit, but it's also a flightless bird, which is the national bird of New Zealand. And people from New Zealand are sometimes called kiwis. Not officially, though. One woman from New Zealand who lives in Australia was called a kiwi. She was really offended, though. While she was feeling hurt, the court said that they couldn't take any action to punish those who called her a kiwi. Sometimes people use words that hurt others and look down on their cultures. It's better to avoid that, as it's not pointing to just one person. It's pointing to a huge group. And although maybe it's not against the law, it is against being a human. And now for today's mega matter. Have you noticed the list of things at restaurants which people are allergic to? It can be dairy products, seafood, nuts, gluten, and even sesame. But the allergies, especially amongst children, are growing. And studies show that there is reason in the food we eat and the environment we're in. While cities have more pollution that cause allergens like dust and can cause asthma too, they sometimes have overclean or sanitized environments that make the immune system weaker. Whereas in rural areas, exposure to dirt and sand help build resistance to some allergies. Also, the food we eat and how it's processed has an effect on how our body reacts to it too. Lack of vitamin D is also a factor, say researchers, which would strengthen the immune system if we had more. But researchers continue to look for answers to why 9% of less than 1-year-olds in the UK are allergic to eggs, peanuts, and sesame, and why the trend is similar in Australia too. We can't control the allergies, but can control the intake of pollution and food as starters. Today's word of the day is intake. That's something you absorb. And finally, for today's quote of the day, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. That's a quote by famous author Leo Tolstoy. Thank you for listening, and do send us your questions and comments via WhatsApp, or you can email us at diptyauntie@gmail.com. Take care, lots of love, Dipti Auntie. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are?